This video is proudly sponsored by DigimonCard.io for all your Digimon card, deck building, deck list, card pricing, and discussion needs. Hey everyone, Egman here with another video, and today we're going to look at my take on the green kind of OTK control deck that's been going around. Green pretty much has a lot of fluidity when it comes to kind of what their decks do. They have a lot of cool cards and a lot of flexible cards and different level slots and everything. So here's my own version. I know a lot of people have been asking for it in my comments for mine. I will say, spoilers, this is the one that I took to the Evo Cup run by Top Cut this last weekend, and I didn't do super well. I went 1-3, and honestly, if anything, I feel like I got a little bit unlucky. I don't know if there's probably a little bit of me just not being experienced with the deck as much as other people, but I just felt like it just felt rough. It just felt rough, but it didn't feel rough because the deck was bad or like my card choices were bad. I didn't find what I needed when I was playing it, and that's kind of how it felt. Because especially like sometimes I was able to just sweep, and most of my games I was able to go like X. I was able to get to game 3 and just didn't clench it out. So. But yeah, this is my list of it. If you guys are already left the video because you heard I went 1-3, I totally understand, but I wanted to go over it. Obviously the deck list is going to be in the description, but if you want to see, talk about my thoughts on the choices I made and any differences I would maybe make going forward, we're going to do that. So first up, we're going to look at our Digi Eggs. We're running 4 of the Argomon and 1 of the Minomon. I think this is kind of where this makes sense. You pretty much have to choose one of these two in my mind. I really like Minomon. If you're trying to run more of a control variant, you definitely want Minomon, because just being able to attack over something I think is really good, and that extra 1k can be really helpful as well. Argomon can also be helpful. It's sometimes difficult to get your dudes in rest mode, but if they are, then just being able to get that extra memory is really clutch in this. We don't have a lot of memory ways to gain extra memory during our turns, so being able to use Argomon I think helps out the deck a lot. So that's kind of my idea, and we do have ways to get in rest mode. It's just not super duper easy. So there is that. Going into a rookie, so we're running 4 Tentomon from the star deck. I think this is probably one of the best green rookies in the game. Just on play, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a green Digimon card, add to your hand. Otherwise, place it at the bottom of your deck. I hit a lot of memes with this, even though, spoilers, I only run 2. I hit 2 memes with this card this weekend, and so I don't know. You have to run this card. I think he's good, and just being able to card draw is fantastic, especially since you're probably hard casting rookies anyways. So I like Tentomon for what it is. It also means that you're not running a lot of green option cards or tamers or like that, but I think that's fine for this deck. I think green is something that has a lot of power just in the Digimon itself, so he's really helpful there. We also run 4 Palmon from the starter deck, so this is the one that when attacking, if you attack an opponent's Digimon, this gains plus 2k DP for the turn. I think this is really helpful too, especially since we're only running the 1 Minomon. Being able to run 4 of this Palmon just helps you swing over things. 2k is actually pretty significant. It just means like a lot of your level 4s can swing over a lot of level 5s, or if you have one of your level 6s, you can swing over your opponent's level 6s. So I like the Palmon. It really helps out, and I like what it does. We also run the promo Palmon, 3 of. I only own 3, but I think 3 is a fine number. It's also very shiny over there, so we'll move it over here. Bam. Yeah, that Palmon is good. We already know it. I don't know how expensive it is, but it's probably still kind of expensive right now. But yeah, we do have a good amount of Digiburst, so just being able to give something jamming for the turn is great, especially since if you can give yourself like a rookie to jamming, and then you can use that has Argomon or something underneath it and swing, it'll live, and then your opponent has to take care of your card, or you get the extra memory that turn. So that's kind of cute. And then obviously if you have like the big Grand Kawagamon, you can do like an OTK strategy, which this deck can also do. So there we go. I like this guy. It's obviously it's probably the how much I like it to how much it costs is probably a little skewed, but we got that. We also have 2 Terriermons and then also 2 Lalamons. We only run 15 rookies. I'd probably bump it up to 16 because I just like having 16, not having to worry about as much about not seeing our rookies would help out a lot. So probably an extra Lalamon if anything. If you have the extra Palmon, go for it. But Lalamon being able to recycle is, I think, helpful in itself, and we can just go from there. So that's the deck there. I think that's kind of good, and we're going to move on to our champion. So first champion we have are 4 Vegemons. He's just good. He's just a 6k that you can drop down for 4. If you don't see your rookies, he's just great to play from there. Obviously, you really want to see your rookies because you're not able to use like the level, the Digiburst for your level 5 otherwise. But I think he's fine. He's a big chunky boy, and he really helps out. We also have 4 Kaustinen because he's a blocker, but he's also a 1 Digivolve on top of a rookie, so he's really great. You guys already know that. And then my choices from here, we have 3 Stingmon and then 2 Gargomon. And so I think Stingmon's kind of like my choice, and I really like being able to get the extra memory on my turn with kind of these effects. So I like Stingmon a lot. Gargomon is also really good. Though after playing it this week, I really thought about adding the I'm just blanking on the name. The Palmon's evolution, the big cactus. Togemon. So there's a Togemon that Digivolves for 2 that looks up the top 3 for a level 5. I'd probably put that in this deck. I took it out because I didn't think it was good enough, but I would probably definitely put it back in. Probably for these Stingmons, because there's just too many times where I didn't see the things I needed, and being able to have that extra assurance, I think is worth giving up the extra memory for that kind of stuff. So that's my thoughts there, but I didn't think it was bad. I mean, Digivolve for 1 is great. Being able to get memory for doing stuff you're already doing is pretty great, so I like that. And then moving on, we've got for our level 5s, we've got 3 Blossomons, 1 Argormon. This is just the alt art of the limited to 1 card. We also have 3 Lilamons and then also 2 Cherrymons. So I think Blossomon, the really good thing about Digisorp is that you can go up into your things really quickly. Which is obvious, but being able to rest your own dude and then have Argomon underneath it, I think is the best thing. So I think if I was to play this again, I'd go 4 Blossomon, 1 Argomon, and probably 2 Lilamon. I do like Lilamon, but it just felt like there was just too many scenarios where she wasn't as great as I thought she'd be. Obviously, suspending one of your opponent's Digimon for free is amazing, but I think just it didn't work out as much as I wanted it to. So that is that, but and then 2 Cherrymon. Cherrymon's pretty good, especially because he's just Digivolution for 2, and he's a blocker. I really do like him in the deck. I think him at 2 is fantastic, and just having more blockers to potentially not die is good, so I like him there. So probably take out a Lilamon and put in a Blossomon. Especially since, like, if we only saw our level 4s, our Lilamons are just really useless, and that feels bad. Going into our level 7s, we run 3 of the Nidhoggmon, which I've been liking this card more and more, honestly. Yes, it's a big chunky devolution for 5, but being able to kind of like pop your opponent's entire board is really good, and it's just really great removal. Obviously, you get rid of all your stuff, and including your Argomon egg, but I think it's fine for what he does, and can just kind of take the game back in your own spot. We're running 2 Grand Quagamons because we want to be able to have the OTK potential there. I think I'm more liking this guy too, just because he's also just a devolution for 3 too. Being able to do that is kind of helpful for what he is, and I think I'll probably bump him up in the next version of this list, because we also run 4 of the Hercules Kabuterimon, and I like this card. I really want to like this card, but the devolution cost for 4 is just really expensive, and he's honestly a little bit too slow from what I saw, and it just was hard to get him out. I mean, once I got him out, he did a lot of work, but until that point, I didn't have there's just nothing was really going on with him. So I probably would change him for Grand Quagamons and kind of go from there, I think. And then we also run 3 Chaosmons. The idea for 3 is that I really wanted to see him, and boy did I. He was stuck in my hand way more than he should have been this weekend, so I think going down to 2 is probably just better. I really want to run 3, but I think running 2 just helps the percentages and just what you're doing. Obviously, you won't see him as often, and there's not like a whole bunch of cycle in this deck. But if we have the Togemons and more rookies and everything like that, he's good. He's also something that if you see it with Tentomon, you can't add it to your hand. But I think he's good, especially since like the previous versions where I was running this deck, I wasn't running Nidhoggmon, so I didn't really have anything to like clear the board. But I think Chaosmon really helps out there and can help you out. And then lastly, we're running 3 option tamers. So we're running Hidden Potential Discovered because that card is broken. Of course we want to run that. And we're running 2 Mimis. I saw so many of these memes in my hand, and I think it's probably just bad shuffling, it's bad RNG, it's whatever you want. I don't want to make an excuse, but it was never in my life, which would have been awesome, but it's just, I don't think she's worth the investment. Obviously, maybe running just one would be good, just being able to have like potential to play more rookies and everything, but it didn't matter if I didn't see my own rookies kind of thing, and I don't know. I think it's probably down to one. I'm also not running any flower cans or needle spray. I'll probably add a second one of those, or two of those. Those are just, especially if I'm taking out the Grand Kuwagamons. Which ones? These guys. If I'm taking out the Star Deck Grand Kuwagamons, these guys, or Hercules Kabuterimon, these are the Grand Kuwagamons. I'll probably put in flower cannons for it too. So, but yeah, if I was to change this right now, this would be, so I'd take out one of these Mimis, I'd take out one of these Chaos Mons. Where is he at? I'd take out both of these Hercules, and I'd probably take out, I'd probably take out these. Probably take out these Stingmons and one of these Lilas. So we would have, these two would turn into needle sprays. These two would turn into Hercules Kabuterimon, or the the Grand Kuwagamons. These would turn into those. This Lilamon would turn into a Blossommon, and then these three would probably turn into Togemons, and maybe I'd probably do two Togemons, and one of them would be an extra rookie. I'd have to look at that, but that's just kind of my idea going forward. It'd be obviously a full OTK version with Grand Kuwagamons, but it just felt better. Just having him being a Digivolve for 3 just made it a little bit easier for it to be my turn when I play a level 6, and then can potentially go into a level 7 Chaosmon. And it just felt better. So that's the deck for you guys. I hope you guys got something from it. Obviously, I think there's still more to go from this, but I don't think this is a bad build, and I really do like green. I do like how flexible it is in its deck building. I like how moderately cheap it is compared to other decks. I mean, despite Palmons, but once again, this is a win more card in my mind. I don't think it's like needed, but it does feel good when you have it. And that's going to be it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.